Hey everyone, good afternoon, and welcome to today's webinar on a futuristic look into technologies in full stack development, brought to you by Cyborg, the official robotics and automation club of NITR. I, Rituj Dash, a sophomore undergrad student and a member of Cyborg, will be your host this afternoon. Cyborg, which is registered under the Student Activity Center of NIT Rockilla, has always been at the top in its field with a rich history of unique and innovative projects undertaken and successfully completed by our members. The links to our social media channels are in the description below. Web development is a field which has existed for almost 40 years. Starting with the invention of HTML and an initial form of the World Wide Web named Enquire by Tim Berners-Lee back in 1980. What started out as a means to share information among researchers at CERN has grown in the past 40 years to become so much more. Today, the capabilities of web applications are limitless. We are privileged to have with us today Mr. Praveen Kumar, a full stack developer, graphic designer, and user experience architect with years of experience in the industry. He has been ranked as the top 0.01% of developers on Stack Overflow and is a Microsoft most valuable professional in the field of Visual Studio and development tools. Thank you, sir, for being here with us today. I request you to kindly share your screen and begin today's session.
Sure. Thanks, Rutaj, for such an awesome introduction. Yes, you can switch to the screen sharing mode and we can start the presentation as well. So, hi, everyone. Yes, there is a small difference between the title of the webinar and what you're seeing here, which is completely all right. So don't worry about the title here. So we'll be looking into the futuristic look of what are all the technologies are happening. And yeah, so going on with this. So the first thing is let's talk about these things. Like it is only going to focus on the carriers because it's just an hour today. And looking at that thing, we will be looking into what are all the trending technologies in the IT field and what are all the further career options that you might have. Let's get acquainted quickly. So I hope everyone is staying safe and staying at homes. So that is more important. And these are the different technology and tools that I am working with currently. So you might able to recognize a few of them. So if you know something, just put it on the comment. That's great. And yeah, so as Rutaj explained, so I'm a full stack developer who is primarily working on uh, JavaScript, and my main stack of working is on Perm stack, which is PostgreSQL, Express, React, and Native, or Node.js. And I'm also previously working on LAMP stack, as you have seen yesterday, which we did an awesome webinar on PHP and MySQL generating certificates and stuff like that. So I'm also a tech speaker and the mentor. So anything related to careers or personal guidance, you can always approach me. I'm a Stack Overflow addict. You can see it by looking at my Stack Overflow t-shirt. So the first thing for a developer is to teach others and then learn by that. That's what I would always tell everyone. So Rutaj was saying that I'm a MVP. Sorry, I'm not an MVP right now. So if Microsoft is watching here, please give me another MVP. So I was an ex MVP, and finally, I also blog a lot in my um, website, which should be shared with you. So it is blog.praveen.science. I'm a tech blogger. I blog about a lot of things that I learn in my life, and then I share it with the world. And I'm also an author of two books. One book being Typescript, and one is React Native. It will be published very soon. And apart from my professional background, I'm a cat lover, and that's me. So going directly to inside, like, see, I keep saying that I'm a full stack developer, but what is a full stack developer without a full website? So this is my website. This is how it looks, and this is quick intro. There is some experience. There is education. There is portfolio, blog, etc. Then along with the testimonials and a small contact form to contact me in case of anything. So all right, so this is something which I keep saying in every presentation. So back in those days, like 20 years ago, I used to say like work hard so to get what you like, or you will be forced to like what you get. But in this scenario, it is actually work smart. Hard working will pay you something, but smart working pays a lot. So yeah, so this is not required for this session, so let's directly dive into the choosing the best career path. And before that, let me also have a quick look at the questions, or like the live comments, and to see what exactly is happening right now. And awesome. And do you want to also like put my YouTube channel so that people can actually have a quick look at my previous webinars? And if you want, you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel. That would be giving me a huge motivation to do a lot of things. Okay, cutting down all the small talk, let's directly go into the webinar directly. And the first thing is like what exactly is happening in the IT world. That is something which we need to talk into. So the main currently the main topic, the trending topic right now with all the information technology, the development area, web development, etc., is full stack development. So the roadmap to a full stack development developer is something that we all need to look into. And before that, Rutaj, can you make me as a moderator or something so that I can start sharing links as well? So I wanted to share a particular link for this.
Yes, just a moment. So I believe you should have access. Please do check.
Yeah, so I don't think so yet. Still says the normal thing. Are you all able to see the link that I just sent you? Can you all see the above?
YouTube channel.
It is roadmap.sh, https. So there is an option that if you click on the three dots after my name in the chat message, you can actually make me as a moderator for now. So I can post the links if you can, if we can.
Yes, just a moment.
Sorry for the technical stuff. It's a small technical glitch.
Yes, sir. I believe we are all able to see the links.
Uh, yeah, it's roadmap dot sh. Okay, superb. So this is one of the best websites which I would say. Like, it has got a really good way of presenting things. So let me actually share the other tab. Just a second. Let me see if I can share this one. Okay, share screen, Chrome tab, and okay, can you all see my screen now? I guess you need to, yeah, put it. So this is the developer roadmaps website where you can find out different things that you can look into. So the front end, back end, DevOps, React, and Android. So Android is actually curated by the community. QA engineer is upcoming one that they are curating. So these three and these four are actually in a good position now, so you can actually follow them. So if you take the front end part, so you will be understanding what exactly basics of internet, how it actually works, and what exactly is HTTP, what are browser and how they work. Then what exactly is a DNS, the domain name server, and what exactly is a domain name, how do you host a website. Those kind of basic things of internet is the first step towards becoming a full stack developer, or maybe a front end developer. Then you go into HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Then going forward, you will be looking into version control systems, Git being the preferred version control system almost in all the places. And then you have got GitHub, etc., for service, service oriented one. And the popular Git service is GitHub. Then you need to, maybe you might need to understand basics of web security, because it is not much needed, because that is mainly needed when you are going into the backend technologies. Then you also require to know both package managers which are competing with each other. One is the node package manager and one is the yarn. And then so there is like loads and loads of things are there in this whole uh, roadmap. And coming back to our backend development, the here
Sir,
you will, yeah,
we are having some requests to zoom your screen.
sure.
Thank you.
Superb. So for the backend development, there is like so many other things that you need to know. So for example, all these blue color ticks are something that you are supposed to learn. And when it comes to the backend, you will be learning about the operating system and some general knowledge about how memory management and operating system project management works. Then going into it, they're asking you to learn one of the languages, and JavaScript seems to be the preferred one. So as I said, you JavaScript is rocking nowadays. And again, going to the repositories, it's GitHub. Version control system, it's going to be Git. And then the databases, there are like more loads of databases that are available right now: PostgreSQL, MySQL, MariaDB, Microsoft SQL Server, and Oracle. So you, let's choose something that is really good, which is going to be PGSQL. PGSQL runs on all the different types of operating system. Let it be Microsoft Windows, let it be Macintosh, let it be Linux. Everywhere PGSQL runs. The same way on the NoSQL databases, MongoDB is really a good one, so you can use that. And then there are the different authentication methods: JWT and OAuth, token-based authentication. These are the three things or four things that are really preferred at the moment. Then after that, we have the API models. Then there is something called as REST API. There is JSON API. I don't understand much difference are there between REST and JSON, but because both are the same, so you can use either of them. And then CD and client side caching. So there are like loads and loads of things that will, that this particular path will take you. And this is one of the most sought after what do you call this, like technologies that is really looking, people are looking forward to this. Okay. And coming back to our presentation, let me try sharing my presentation again. Right. So this is the way, this is one of the best roadmap to go into the becoming a modern full stack developer, modern developer who could be a full stack developer. So the first thing which we will be looking into is preparing for the worst to the best. So there are like different things that are available at the moment. So there are a lot of things that we can discuss here. So there are a lot of trending technologies right now happening now. So can everyone put your comments on what are all the technologies that you're thinking that right now it is relevant and trending? I'm pretty sure that some people wouldn't have thought a few technologies that I'm going to talk about. Go on. I'll wait for you to, like, okay, use the chat box and then put your option there. Okay, I could see a lot of things saying like Mern stack, Mevn stack. Okay, I know why Priyadarshini says that. Um, there is Mern blockchain. Blockchain is awesome. Good, good one, Prasenjit. Django, Django. Yeah, yeah, yeah. People are using Django with Python. Mean stack. Yes, good. Hey, Mutusami. That's great to see you here. React. React is okay. I'm asking about like developer roles more than the technology. So Flutter, mobile application development, Django, data science, something like data science is what I'm asking. Yes, data science, DevOps is good, Python, okay. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, data science, super Pinku and Sachin. AI and bots, good. Flask, Fast API, excellent. People, you are all in the same sync as what I wanted to be. Great. So yes, if I give you the answer here, so the trending technologies include data scientists, IoT engineers, blockchain, cybersecurity engineers, cloud engineering, machine learning. and digital marketing. How many of you thought about digital marketing? Not a single person, right? What is RPA, Priya? Okay, so I don't think anyone who have, even including me, I haven't thought about digital marketing and IoT engineers. Nowadays, a lot of smartphones are getting really, like we are going into the age of smartphones, smartwatches, smart devices, which are very small in their size, but they do a lot of things. So for that, IoT engineers are being, poached everywhere, and that kind of a skill and talent is very much interesting and involved here at this moment. Coming back to data scientists, yes, obviously data is one thing which people are really into, and data scientists are very much in demand right now. Blockchain, cryptocurrency, those kind of things are, nowadays it is a huge thing happening right now. So one more thing which I wanted to say is, how many of you are interested in, like, for example, most of your parents might be buying a house, right? Like, you would have a own house, or you are planning to buy a house or something like that. So everywhere there is like documentation happens, and leave the house part. If you are trying to go out and tell that this is my certificate, this is my degree certificate, there is someone called your university to validate it, or maybe there could be third party people, or even there are like, what do you call this, like, there are like loads and loads of professionals, who are third parties, who just do this verification thing, background check. When you are learning, when you are going for a new job, there will be a huge paper that you need to fill, like huge form of hundreds of papers that you need, hundreds of pages you need to keep on filling your details, personal details, and those things will be background verified, BGC. And there are like loads and loads of money involved in it, loads and loads of time involved in it. So how does it look like if there is a person, like there is no middleman involved? So you give a, kind of a document or a certificate, and it is instantly verified by the peers. So that is exactly where blockchain comes into play. So blockchain is mainly for trust building, and it helps you in, getting the right, documents in the right ways. So that's blockchain. Cybersecurity, why should I even talk about these things? So right now, Zoom and other, major platforms are in the, limelight because of, security breach and, password, breach, security breach, etc. So data security is becoming increasingly important because of the importance people are showing for data. So as how I told about data science, cybersecurity is becoming an increasingly in demand things. Then comes the cloud engineering. So, for this, cloud computing people, like, whatever data, whatever, engineering field, or like front end or back end you are going, ultimately everything is going to be hosted on cloud environments, right? So that's something is very much important at this point. So cloud computing is one of the most, sought after. So, coming back to all these things, how many people can you keep on, like, adding top of it and giving salary? Why can't we automate these things? So there is a this is the time, guys. So you need to, like, think about more, technically, and, like, you have to keep innovating yourself, and this is the time people will be replaced by machines. So artificial intelligence and machine learning is one of the huge part here, and, people are looking into getting into art, AI and ML. So that's one thing. And finally, digital marketing. No one would have thought about digital marketing as a huge part here, because, digital marketing is one of the most, valuable, options at this point. The reason being, um, like, digital marketing has its own, pros and cons. Like the pros, nowadays, if you see during this, lockdown situation, digital marketing is one of the main things people are concentrating on, and, literally even the sari shops are using digital marketing to get cover the people right now. So to that level, digital marketing is booming. So these are the different, fields that I would say, that are getting, perfectly aligned with what we are doing. And I'm just going to put all these things in the chat as well. So data scientists, IoT engineers, blockchain, cybersecurity, those kind of things. Yep. Superb. Yes, Susmita. uh, Digital marketing is also among top 5, which is perfect. Nice. So I'm just going to quickly run through, yeah. So RPAS, robotic process automation. Excellent. So looking at all these things, we have some different types of career opportunities as well. So talking about the career opportunities, let's see what exactly we have now. Okay, so the first thing which I would say is, um, there are like, you have types of different types of roles in the companies, right? So what are all the different types of roles, the roles that you get interviewed for? Do you want to put it like a few number of roles, and I'll tell you the top 5, and we will discuss about that. Business analyst, software developer. Priya, you're banned from the chat because you already know this. So I don't want you to answer it. So you keep, don't let others answer this one. Yeah, but you can follow Priya's whatever Priya said just now. So it is similar. So search engine optimizer, okay. Product designer, software engineer. Come on, guys. Yes, awesome. That's nice. Okay, I'll go on to this one. So the different types of roles I would say is, we have developers, wherein we there could be software developers, web developers, solutions developer, database developers, etc. So developers are main the most number one top position in all the most of the recruitment that is happening. The second top, and I don't need to say much about developers because we can talk more on the developers in a few more slides. And the next thing is business analysts. So those people who are not okay with development, like I do understand that out of how many people, like there are like around 50 people watching here, and when there are so many people watching right now, it is okay for people not to go into the coding part. So I completely understand, appreciate that coding might not be that cup of tea for you. That is completely fine. So business analysis is, that is one thing which people can go on. Business analysis, what it does is, it is a bridge between a developer and a, um, what do you call this, a client, and you try to get the correct requirements, convert it into the technical stories, and then you give it to it. So this is one of the most crucial parts, because you are, as a business developer, you are the bridge between the client and the um, development team. So that is one of the most things. And another thing is, the business analysts mostly talk to the tech analysts. So who are these tech analysts? So tech analysts are those ones who know most of them in a rather shallow manner. For example, if I say I'm a lamp stack developer, I'm a MERN stack developer, etc., I know them in depth. For example, my manager, who is my technical lead, he might be a knowing a lot more languages than me, but he might not be knowing as depth as what I know. So tech analysts are those who are the jack of all trades, and they don't know anything in complete depth. That is completely fine. So as long as you understand that what is the pros and cons of doing one particular project in such a, with this particular resource, or this particular framework or something like that, that is the main, um, like main power of tech analyst. So those people, what they do is, they kind of like try to understand, okay, this is a project of this scale, and we need to work on these things and stuff like that. So they will choose the right frameworks and right development tools, and then they will go ahead with it. Coming to people who are QA engineers, how many testers are here in this group? Give a shout. So QA people, you are also important, but the importance is not given to that level. But nowadays, the importance is being changed. The paradigm is getting shifted. So that's something which people are looking for. And without a quality assurance, you can't release a product or something like that. And finally, coming back to consultants. So consultants are those who are generically who are working on different multiple things like me, and people try to like call me for like making sure everything is going up to the space, or if there is anything that can be suggested for improvement or something like that, that can be done as well. So these are a few things. These are the different types of roles that are in the top 5. So let me quickly look into the comments at the moment. So what is the best designation for fresher? Please tell. I'm confused what to choose, because as you told, there are no many roles that are there. Okay, for this question, this is actually a nice question, but um, as a fresher, don't consider yourself as a fresher. It's not exactly something like I'm a fresher, I don't know anything, I'm a noob. I mean, just uh, remove that from your mind. First thing is follow your passion. When you are in your final year or third year, try to understand which passion you are, which field you are passionate about. You could be a passionate developer, you could be like a person who can nicely coordinate with people and try to get the content in a better way. Like for example, there are a lot of people who are able to take a very hard subject and try to explain it in a very easy way. If you are that person, why don't you try business analyst? And there are other people who are like good in a lot of things, but they are not sure how to go for it, how to get into one particular thing. If you are that person, you can be a tech analyst. So there are like different roles that you can do. Identify your role, what exactly you are good at, and then work towards it. That's what I would say. Okay, so going back to our career opportunities now. um, so this is about the different types of career opportunities, different roles inside career opportunities. So what are all the different types of roles that are available at this point? So we are currently experiencing this crazy thing of COVID pandemic, and it is everywhere, uh, making a complete mess around the world. A lot of people are losing their lives, losing their jobs. I mean, it's really hectic at this point, so we need to do something about that. So at this point of time, only options that you might have is freelancing options or remote or work from home options. These are the two options that you can do. So when it comes to freelancing options, there are like so many platforms where you can advertise your services. So when this is being said, please understand what exactly is your strengths. So keep on trying to do a lot of things. For example, as a person of let's say in the 20s, what I was doing is I keep exploring a lot different things when I was in college and when I was in my final school years. So I did not leave even a single thing. Like, okay, there is this trending technology coming up, it's called Python. Okay, let me go ahead and try to understand how it works and stuff like that. I couldn't get my hands on it, so I just dished it. So there are like other tools, like for example, JavaScript is one of my favorites. So I started learning JavaScript, and JavaScript was like really awesome. It is very quick to learn and stuff like that. This is just my personal feedback. This is my personal view. I started learning a lot in JavaScript, and then I thought, okay, why not I keep take my career inside JavaScript finally? And when when it was in 2010 and 2013 times, there was nothing in the backend for JavaScript. So we were working on a lot of things on the front end area. So I did not concentrate much on the back end area. The moment JavaScript went into the back end part, I became a full stack developer because I already know the language. I know the language, how to work with it, what is the syntax and stuff like that. All I need to do is there are a couple of more things that are related to the backend. For example, JavaScript cannot use in the client, in the browser. JavaScript cannot access the file system. It cannot access the databases. It cannot send an email or something like that. But in case of backend, nodejs, all these things are possible. So telling about these kind of things, yes. So here we go. So JavaScript is possible. I mean, like JavaScript possibly can do all these things. So telling about these things, yes, we have. I'm happy to get into more in depth on full stack development using JavaScript. So these are the different things that you can try it out. Like keep on trying different things, and then you have to find out what you are good at, and then start promoting yourself. Like for example, when I say myself, like if I give a quick introduction, I can say myself as a full stack JavaScript developer. I mentor people, I talk at public places, I do a lot of tech stuff, and make a lot of live workshop and like live coding workshops, etc. So if you see, all my webinars are like completely hands on. So those kind of things I generally do. So thinking about all these things, try to find your niche, and then start working towards it. That's what I would say. So once you found that, okay, fine, you are let's say I am a full stack developer, or let's say I'm a backend developer. I like say Ruby on Rails, or like PHP, sorry, or Python. Okay, let me say data science is going really booming, right? So let's say like I'm a data scientist and I know Python in and out. So what all things that I can do with Python? I can do a web scraper. I can do a data modeler. I can do a data analysis and warehousing kind of thing. So um, concentrate on those things, and there are like hundreds of roles for just particularly specific to that one. So don't call yourself as a fresher or newbie. Tell that you are interested in this, even though you are not experienced on paper. Tell that you are interested in these areas. This is what I am good at, and this is what I have done so far. Back up whatever you say, back up with evidence whatever you talk to the recruiters. That will actually help you as well as the recruiters to judge or like decide on a particular thing. So this is something which I tell for all the freelancing options that are available. And the next thing is remote or work from home options. Once you graduate, obviously I believe, I'm not sure how long it will take for all the companies to send out your offer letters. As a person who recruits and manages a company, I can say that even for 10 people interviewing and sending out the offer letters, it is extremely tough for us, just for 10 people. Think about the companies like BCS, Gunfosys, or Dipro, or something like that. Those kind of companies, they have to, like, process millions of people, like lakhs together students coming out. I'm not sure if it is lakhs together, at least there will be thousands, right? So for 1 year, or for that one particular placement period, there will be at least 1,000 students applying for it, and they have to go through all the interview processes. They have to allocate time, resources, money, everything, and then it takes really hard time for them. Think about them. So thinking about all these things, you might have an option of using remote jobs or work from home opportunities. So these are a few things which I wanted to discuss.
So we have a few questions.
It's coming back to the chat. Yes, go on.
Yeah. Is Django relevant in 2020, or is it better to shift to JavaScript tech?
I will be very much biased towards this because I'm a JavaScript developer. And one more thing which I would say is, yes, Django is very much relevant at the moment, I believe. I'm not good with Python. Like, I'm not that uh, into Python, so I can't, like, hard and fast, I can't say that yes, Django is best, go with Python. But I can say that yes, Python is good. So people who are already a Python based developers, I guess, maybe people like Priyadarshini Chettiar can actually answer that question, because she's a Python developer and she might know better. And also, yes, Django is really better. Shifting to JS Tech, do one thing. Django is also good, JS is also good. Try out both of them and see what exactly is your favorite and stick with that. That is what I would say.
And
Let's
so,
go with
what
the
about
next. Yeah,
TypeScript?
TypeScript is very much into JavaScript. So, yes, 100%.
Okay.
So Java's TypeScript wise, like, okay, so Kamaljeet's question. So TypeScript, uh, okay, I hope not many people are looking at this thing. I hate TypeScript to the core. That's a different story. And that is the reason I started writing a book on TypeScript. The one reason why I say I want to write the book on TypeScript is, first thing is, it is scaring me. It is not a language that I am comfortable with, and I want to master it. That is the main reason I started writing the book on TypeScript. And why is the answer even I am trying to ask, and people are giving me a lot of answers. I'm not convinced yet. With respect to JavaScript, TypeScript is more powerful, and this is mainly making sense because a lot of people are coming from the background of Java, .NET, and all the typed languages. How many of you know the difference between static typing and duck typing? JavaScript is a duck typed language. PHP is also a duck typed language. I was working with both JavaScript and PHP, and never in my life I had to declare a variable, whether it as a string or a integer. This is what is lacking in JavaScript, and this is the main reason I love JavaScript. Only problem is, people who are from the Java background, they are not actually happy about it. So they introduced Microsoft introduced something called as Typescript, and there you go. So Typescript is here. People who are from Java and .NET background, they can clearly see Typescript is yet another Java for front end. As simple as that, and they are happy, but I am not. Okay, let's go with the next question. So TypeScript is 100% relevant. So if you wanna get into JavaScript, TypeScript, I won't say it is a must, but a lot of companies are going towards it. So you too go towards it. As simple as that. Okay, so Nitin's comment. Nowadays we
Now,
can easily, sorry, go on. Yes, Rutaj.
nowadays, we can easily make website from WordPress, Wix, and other services. So, what are the advantages of learning the languages like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript?
If you are, see, simple thing I can say. So as you say, we can easily make website from these things, right? So why should I hire you? Why are you important? So if you know all these languages, like for example JavaScript, Python, PHP, etc., you can create yet another Wix platform. Why should we even go with Wix? Sorry, Wix. That's not a good way to tell this, but still, that is what I mean. Like, not every single, like, let's say I work for a bank company, bank, and bank will not use Wix for their companies, right? It's not possible, right? So they want to develop their own framework. They want to develop their own website, web application in house. So for those kind of things, yes, this is very much relevant. And apart from that, yes, there are I mean, I can clearly foresee the future right now. If you see this, people are like building applications that automatically write code and make people like us, like developers like us, completely obsolete. So even that is possible. So it is a bit scary at the moment. So yes, what you said is right. At the same time, can't accept it because of other reasons. So this is what is my feedback about. Shall we go to the next one?
Sure. Any CSS framework above Bootstrap?
I love Bootstrap, but there are others as well. Like if you are looking for something like Material UI, Material UI is there. Material UI is like heavily inspired by Google's UI design. So when you click on it, there is a small animation going on. Those kind of things. That is Material CSS, and you have Tailwind, you have Foundation CSS. You have like loads and loads of things. So I my preference mostly would be number one being Bootstrap. Number two, maybe Foundation or Material UI in this case. There is also Ionic framework, which looks so good. But the only thing is the learning curve. Are you comfortable with this? That is what is the question. And can Bootstrap be made into look like Ionic or um, other frameworks? If yes, then why should I leave Bootstrap? That is my view on that.
Thank you, sir. I believe we can move on.
When you say typo, okay, there are like loads of I mean, the questions related to Python. I'm really sorry, guys. I'm a JavaScript developer. I have no clue about Python other than its greatness and awesomeness. Other than, I don't know, I haven't even written a single line of code in Python other than starting a web server for creating Let's Encrypt web things. Okay, so Biswajit is asking a question. There are many frameworks available for front end in JavaScript like React, Vue, Angular, etc. Which one will you prefer and why? Such a nice question. Yeah, do you want to flash it, Ruraj?
Yes, just a moment.
Yeah. So when it comes to JavaScript frameworks, yes, there are hundreds of other things are coming up, and React is really nice. The reason why, okay, there is, okay, let's find the competition between these three things: React, Vue, and Angular. So when you look at React versus Vue versus Angular, you can see that React.js is completely like HTML, 80 or 90% like HTML, and a bit of JavaScript is involved in it. But in case of Angular, it is completely different. The whole HTML structure changes. Inside the tags, you use something like Angular directives, and you will put in a lot of JavaScript inside it, and you don't find the difference. How, okay, this is JavaScript, this is HTML, or that kind of a difference. You can't find it in Angular. While Vue is a mix of like 80% Angular and 20% React. That's what I would say. So for people who are basically from the Java MVC environment, you will tend to like Angular better than React. For me, I am coming from a HTML background, HTML and PHP background, and more into JavaScript background. So I love React. And looking at personally, when I tried to learn both React and Angular, I found React to be extremely easier, extremely simple. And with respect to React and Vue, it completely like looked like Vue is no, I don't know. I mean, like Vue seems to be very hard for me. I have tried looking at a couple of blog posts which they say. So I created this to-do application exactly how it looks, both in React and Vue and Angular, and these are the outputs. When I saw the source code for all these things, I loved React a lot, while I think Angular and Vue are not my cup of tea. This is what I personally say, and I feel that that is what is happening nowadays as well. Like, you know, Angular and Vue seems to be a bit difficult for new people, while React seems to be really easy. Karan, I'll tell you direct answer for it. If you want speed and power, go with Nginx. That's it. No doubts. Apache has been easier task, but Nginx is faster and quicker. So that's a straight answer. Okay, let's look into the interviews and work culture now. So when it comes to interviews and work culture, I will be talking about mostly on like on the UK perspective, but there are also this applies to Indian companies as well. So my first question is, let's say you see that there is a particular role available in this company, okay, and my question, whom should you talk first to get the role that you want? Please tell in the comments. So while people are answering the comments, I'm gonna answer Himanshu's question. Flutter is good to learn or React Native in sense of learning in depth, as both are in competition. Yes, you are right. Flutter requires two languages to be learned. One is the Dart and one is Rust. I guess I'm not sure. So I'm actually not sure about it. Since I love JavaScript, for people who are already knowing JavaScript, I would ask them to look into React Native, because that would be an easy way to get into it. While Flutter is a good competitor, even that is good. So if you want to learn something completely new, try that. But with respect to the output they both produce, I don't see a difference between whether this was made using Flutter or React Native. They look very similar. Will learning web development helps in getting job in product based in industry? Okay, product based company getting jobs, web development, it depends. What if the product based company is like, say for example, Amazon, or a completely customer facing company which is mainly into marketing? So web development will be really a huge boon for that. Okay, Biswajit gives the first answer as talk to your contacts first. That's a good question, good one. Anything else? Anything, like for example, let's say I work for Virtusa, and there are these roles available, and you are interested in that. Who do you talk to first? Alumni, good. Okay, whom should you talk to first to get the role you want in a particular company? That's the question. Search for someone who works there. Okay, right. So let me start with this one. So the first person you would be talking to is, or talking to would help, is the tech lead of the project and team members of the project. So these two people, these two sets of people, they are currently working in the project, and they know exactly in and out how this total thing works and stuff like that. So thinking about these things, I can clearly say that yes, this is one of the best ways to go for it. And definitely when you approach these people, they will be definitely able to work on stuff like that. Okay, they will be able to like get you in. Okay, you are a good person with HTML knowledge or front end or back end design, so you know nodejs and reactjs. Okay, we are actually working on react and node. For example, if there is anyone who is working on react and node, I have a direct power to even recruit people here right now. So to that level, I'm powerful. So I'm just an employee who works on coding. So that's the first person you need to look into. Second one will be the team members. In case if you are not able to get into the tech leads, team members can help you to an extent to work on. Then how many of you have approached CEOs and vice presidents to talk to and ask for questions? So when you know someone who is a vice president, and if you are able to convince that vice president that you are really good with these techniques and these skills, and when it comes to a vice president or a CEO, their words will be final. Let go of the technical people or the HR people. The CEO, the owner of the company says that yes, get Praveen or Nitin or Biswajit inside the company. They have to abide by it. And later on, if you are not doing it in a really good way, then you can get rid of they can get rid of you. So that's a different story. And then finally comes up the recruitment consultants and HRs. Okay, so these people, they are the ultimate, like they are the people who are able to get you inside irrespective of whatever happens. So you can approach these people at the end. So this is something what I would say. So a lot of people have given other answers as well. Talk to your contacts was good. Um, then we've got alumni network, which is also good. Search for someone who works there. Yes, but you have to go convince them, and you don't know whether that person who works there could have that potential to get you inside. So that's one thing. And talk to someone who has a better knowledge in that field. That's a good, absolutely good way of doing it. Right. Coming back to the interview preparation. So, how many of you have already got a resume or CV right now with you? How to deal with imposter syndrome? That's actually a good question. What you should be doing with that is just feel confident. Confidence is something that is very much required for your life. So that's something you need to have. Nowadays, web browsers have has become to the go-to source for visualizing stuff. Can you say something about web-based simulation in field of robotics powered by JavaScript language? Yes, 100%. So there are like loads and loads of things. How many of you have heard of D3JS? D3JS is mainly for visualizations. Almost all the visualizations that you are looking at in the browsers are made using D3JS. Not everything, but most of them. And when you see the Google's charts, etc., internally they might use D3JS. So that is something which I could tell that. So there is so much things are happening there. Super. So a lot of people have made their CVs. That is good. So how many of you have used something like career objective to efficiently utilize by synergizing and leveraging my opportunities and blah 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 blah? How many of you have written something like that? The first thing which I would say for you all is don't use a career objective unless until you have a clear objective. And one more thing is, at least don't use something like to efficiently utilize my synergies and leverage my opportunities and stuff like this. See, everyone knows when you are trying to get into a company, either the company knows how to get the work done from you, or the company is going to trust you for what you are, right? So don't use that. Instead, what you can say is you can give a quick summary only if you have something specific to say. So for example, if I'm going to if I'm a fresher, and if I'm going to a company, what I would say as a summary is i'm I'm very much interested and passionate on working on web development, and especially in front end web development, and I have done a lot of things. So always back up your statements. Okay, back it up with a fact. So this is what I have built, so this is how it looks, and these are the things that I have done. So I would be more into web development and specifically front end web development. Something like a summary that will help. And when you talk about resume and CV, can you all say, is resume and CV same document or a different one? How many of you say that is the same document? How many of you say that is a different document? Put in your comments. Okay, great. Different document. That's good. The others, anyone else who says that is same? Nice. Looks like I don't need to explain anything. So yes, so resume and CV are both are different documents. The differences include, like, so when you say it is as a CV, it is called as curriculum vitae. It is a course of life in Latin. It has an in-depth explanation of all your achievements. It can span across 2 or more pages. It is chronologically written, and it has only one format. And this format is mainly used in EU and UK, um, almost all the European countries. On the other hand, a resume is a concise document which is maximum of 1 or 2 pages. It has all the relevant work experience and skills. You have the highest career. You are actually highlighting your career objective, and you need to make sure your resume stands out of the crowd by using various formats or something very creative or something like that. I've got a creative CV, a creative resume, as well as my CV. So the formats of CV is used in, sorry, format of resume is used in mostly in US and Canada. So that's what I have seen here. Okay. Then how many of you have how many of you know what exactly is a cover letter? How many of you have already done a cover letter? Anjali Balaram, I would say, have you all seen Marissa Mayer's CV? That is one of the best things I would say. So that is an awesome representation of one-page CV. And Marissa Mayer is the, I guess she was the CEO of Yahoo, I guess. And whatever is there, like for example, she has achieved a lot of things in her life, but her CV is just one page. Simple. But in that one page she can do a lot of things. She can put like, yes, I created the whole empire of Yahoo and stuff like that. But we are not in a position to say all those things. But still, let's try to put it in a cover letter. Okay, let me explain. Okay, let me explain what a cover letter is. Okay, so let me explain what a cover letter is. So what exactly a cover letter is when there are, like, for example, companies like the companies that I was talking about, they get around hundreds or 200s of applications every single day, right? You can't be keeping on giving a an interviewer cannot have um, will not have the time to look into a person, you, and start looking into things like keep on interviewing people. So for that, a cover letter is just a formal letter which tells about you, a summary of what you are doing, what have you been doing so far, why do you want to join this company and stuff like that, why you are fit for this role. So that is a cover letter. And most of the companies in the UK, they really require a cover letter. And in simple terms, even in India, when you are applying for a job, hello, um, uh, the person's name, or hello sir, this is with respect to the application, why I am good with this application, why should you select me, and why what makes me a better fit for this application for this role, etc. Those kind of details you will be sending it as an email, right? So that's something is called a cover letter. Description, why we want to join a company. Yeah, explaining our skills in one paragraph. Not one paragraph, Karan. It can go up to like a couple of paragraphs, like 3 or 4 paragraphs. That's completely fine. Yeah, superb. Okay, so going ahead, we've just got another 5 minutes left. So let's go with the interview process. Interview process. in UK and India. So let's go with the UK's interview process and more of the generic processes here. So the first round will be a screening round, and in the screening round you will be checked with the your profile will be checked, your whatever you have sent to the recruiter will be checked along with what exactly is required for the company and those kind of things. And if your CV matches the role and stuff, then you are gone with the next level will be the recruiter's initial call. So there will be no wrong or right answer here, because they will be asking about who are you, what are you doing so far, those details that are not there in the resume or CV, and those questions that might have arisen looking at your CV and cover letter. And then once the recruiter after the call, if they are happy with you, the next round is like a take home assignment or a MCQ online test. So you will be putting that inky pinky ponky and trying to complete the test. Once the test results are come out, you might have a technical interview with the tech lead in the company. So most of the service based companies like BCS, Gunfosys, etc., they will always have this client system. So you don't work for them, but you work for those clients. So the client might be interested in interviewing you as well. So that's going to be an optional case, but there are few companies that they do. So client will talk to you, understand about you, and then mostly it will be yes, because once your client is getting involved in it, then obviously the company has decided to take you in, and this is just going to be a namesake thing. Then after that there will be a HR interview. There will be a lot of like legal stuff that will be talked about. Then there might be an in-person interview where you will be introduced to the team members, you will be introduced to the office environment, etc. And finally, the tech lead comes back and says that, hey, here's your offer. Would you like to accept it or something like that? So this is what happens generally. And finally, with companies like Amazon and Google, both the companies I have attended interviews, the interview rounds are like more than 10 rounds long. And there will be like more than a lot of hours put into the same day. And yeah, it's going to be a crazy thing. So that's happening as well. And finally, coming back to the work culture, there are like different work cultures that are followed back in India versus in the Western countries. There are some methodologies that are being followed in most of the IT companies. How many of you have heard about Scrum, Agile methodologies? So people here use something like Spotify Agile methodology. So that's something is there. And there are like some rights as an employer that you can claim. Sorry, rights as an employee that you can claim in UK. So these are a few things that the employer has to provide you if they are employing you. And there is this concept called as bench, which is happening in almost all the uh, companies, service based companies. They will have a pool of developers who keep sitting without any work. And yeah, whenever there is a project coming up, then that's you are going to be used for that. And finally, due to the time, I'm not able to cover the higher studies path and other things. Maybe we can have another session on these things. But apart from this, what I would say is, if there is anything, so that's me. And any questions I'm happy to answer. And anything else that we should talk about?
We have a question, sir. Can you give us a little brief idea
Brief
about?
about Dino.js. It is slowly increasing the popularity, yes, and I'm not sure how good it is in the stability wise. I haven't seen anyone using Dino in the production environment because of a lot of obvious reasons. It can actually allow people to like directly import from web. From the internet, which is a huge threat for companies like banks and other things. So I'm not sure how it is going to be good. But apart from the architecture, there is no difference between using Dino versus Node. Both are same. For a developer perspective, it is same. So if your company asks you to work on Dino.js or company is asking you to work on Node.js, there is literally no difference for you as a developer. Awesome. You are an awesome audience. I guess a lot of people have got the right, like the right mentality, right thought, etc. So everyone, uh, oh, what are they teaching you? Like, what is it, Safin? What exactly are you teaching? What people are teaching you? Okay, yeah, put it in the comments. Yeah, so thanks for hosting me, Rutaj. Do you want to
Yes,
say
sir.
anything else?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for being here with us today. And this session was really, really interesting. For me
Thank you.
personally, also as a web developer, as a full stack developer, I got to know a lot in the as you discussed about the work cultures, interview procedures, the things to see in the future. So
Right.
thank you so much for being here with us today.
Anytime.
I believe we have someone requesting your opinion about what we are being taught in
Oh,
colleges.
okay, okay. I don't know then why they are teaching us. Okay, I have already talked a lot about Indian education system in my previous webinars. Rutaj, do you wanna share the link? Let me send you a link on. Just send me the.
Sure.
I guess it is supposed to be this link. Let me send you it on WhatsApp. Okay,
For
I'm gonna
everyone
send you a
who
link on WhatsApp. Can you just share it with? Okay, I'll send you a link on the StreamYard backstage. Yeah,
sure, sir.
can you just send it to me?
Yes.
Send it to everyone. Sorry. So for people who are wondering about the education system in India and um, what else I was talking about, the internships, paid internships, those kind of things we have actually um, added in this. We discussed all about all those things in this particular link. Have a quick look at that link, that video, and you might have a complete experience about those things. So yeah, it was nice talking to everyone. So keep in touch with me on LinkedIn, WhatsApp, and my website is here. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is there as well, and um, keep following me. I keep saying a lot of things about getting yourself improved and other things. Um, Other questions I'm happy to answer in WhatsApp, and I really need to escape. So, Rutaj, what
Yes, sir.
do you wanna
Thank
do the
you. Thank
honors
you
of
so
end?
much. Thank you so much for being here with us today. And everyone in the audience, thank you for attending our webinar. And you can find all links for Praveen sir in the description below and in the slide on your screens. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you, sir. Goodbye, everyone.
Have a nice day.